the symbol that you have called this project, Project Noon. Of course, it's the Arabic letter, and it's shaped like almost like the letter U in Arabic. At the top, the points sort of converge, and there's a dot at the top. And the dot in Guénon's essay on the letter Nun symbolizes that principle, that oneness that's shared by different traditions, certainly in Hinduism as Brahman, in Islam as Allah. And he discusses how the point at the top represents the earliest. Hinduism is certainly among the earliest traditions, as sort of the last tradition, representing the other arch, and they both point towards that principle. So the letter Nun, the beginning sort of arch represents, according to Guénon, Hinduism, and the other arch represents, in his view, Islam as the one of the oldest traditions and also the final tradition in his view. And the point at the top is representing this transcendent and eminent principle that's shared. Right. So I think it's quite significant, to reflect on the one hand, are the unity of existence, and on the other, how is it that we can preserve the diversity of these paths? First of all, the idea that there's one transcendent and eminent reality or presence that is the principle of all of creation, of all of existence. And in different traditions and different cultures, it's known by different names. Of course, God, Allah, Brahman, Yahweh. And not only known by different names, but envisaged in different ways. So sometimes you have a personal God, sometimes an impersonal essence that's beyond form, beyond qualification, and occasionally a tradition, or quite frequently actually, will have both dimensions. And it's certainly present in Islam. It's the central tenet in Islam, the idea that there's one God, from the Shahada, the testimony of faith, La ilaha illallah, which can mean, literally, there is no God but God, but also that there is no reality except God, no ultimate reality. And then the idea of many prophets. The Quran articulates this very well, mentioning prophets in the Abrahamic traditions, starting with Adam and Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad as the seal of the prophets. But it also mentions to every nation, to every community, we've sent a messenger. And there are some that we have told you about in this book, and there are some that we have not told you about, which has led many Muslim scholars, mystics, philosophers, theologians to entertain the idea that prophets from the East, from the Indian traditions, from the Chinese traditions, the Buddha, Lao Tzu, Krishna, may have been divine prophets or messengers, and then also not limited to the East, to the Greco-Egyptian philosophical tradition, figures like Hermes and Plato, and then even indigenous teachings across the world, in the Americas, in Africa, in Australia. There is certainly the idea in all of these traditions of a transcendent principle, the Great Spirit, for example, that permeates all of existence. So really the title gets to the idea of oneness and multiplicity, and a oneness that doesn't seek to erase multiplicity.